Okay. Good morning, Sankofa family. Welcome to our fourth annual Children's Mirror and Magic Book Fair. Today we have our first author today, Joy Jones. Joy Jones is a teaching artist, popular speaker, and the author of several books for adults and children. Her plays have appeared on stages in California, New York, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Washington, D.C. Her latest book is The Sky Is Not Blue, Free Spirit. Her MG novel, Jyla Jumps In, received a starred review on Booklist and was chosen as one of the best sports books for children by the American Library Association. Her novel, In Progress, Walking the Boomerang, won the 2022 PEN American Phyllis Naylor Grant for children's and young adult novelists. Jones is also the founder of DC Retro Jumpers, a double-dutch team that has toured abroad. She's going to start off by reading her book today, The Sky is Blue. I'll hand it off to our author.
Hello, everyone. The sky is not blue. Ask Robert to name his favorite color. All of them he'd shout. He liked every shade of green he saw in a tree, bush, or backyard lawn. The bold, bright beauty of a red fire engine made his eyes light up, and the funny, sunny yellow of an egg yolk put a grin on his face. One rainy fall day, the clouds were like bushy, frowning eyebrows, and the drip drops were angry drum beats against the window pane. "Class, it's too wet and messy to go outside," said Mrs. Murphy. "For indoor recess, we're going to color." Robert loved to color, and he loved to draw pictures. "I'm going to draw a picture of what I see outdoors," said Robert, "starting with the sky." "Here's a blue marker," said Mrs. Murphy helpfully, placing it on Robert's desk. Robert got busy drawing his picture. He didn't use Mrs. Murphy's blue marker for the sky because on a wet fall day, the sky is not blue. Today, the sky started off as a mushy gray. Then a flash of silver slid across like a straw through the milkshake thick mist. After the storm, popsicle stripes of red, orange, and violet streaked the sky. And that is what Robert drew because on a rainy day, the sky is not blue. On a day that was chilly and breezy and shivery and freezy, Mrs. Murphy came to school looking saggy and draggy. "I didn't sleep well last night," she told the class. "I'll draw you a picture of a winter day," Robert said to Mrs. Murphy. "Maybe that will cheer you up." "That would make me feel better," she said. "But shouldn't the sky be blue?" the teacher asked, polite but puzzled as she watched Robert draw. "The sky is not blue," Robert said. On a winter day, Robert could see 6 shades of gray overhead and the crisscross of bare black branches grading the horizon below. He knew the light from a December sun was as soft as a dream you almost remember. And that is what he drew, because on a winter day, the sky is not blue. One spring afternoon, Mrs. Murphy spoke to the class in her "let's get busy" learning voice. "For homework tonight, I want you to study all the week's new words and complete the sentences on pages 7, 8, and 9. Everybody groaned. "We're here to learn," Mrs. Murphy said. "And then put the words in ABC order. After all, things need to be neat and in order to learn neat new things." That evening, Robert sat at his bedroom window to do his homework. He liked watching the day change his clothes. The sunset was spectacular. He knew he had to draw a picture of it. When the sun sets, the sky is a peaceful explosion of smoky purples, siren reds, burning pinks. Then the sun meets the Sandman, and together they make a mix of shimmer and shadow that decorates the end of the day. And that is what Robert drew, because at sunset, the sky is not blue. The next day, Robert showed Mrs. Murphy his picture. She looked at the picture and raised her eyebrow. "All those colors and not even a stripe of blue," she said. This is last night's sunset, Robert explained. It was beautiful, but the sky was not blue. Did you see it? No, I was busy grading papers, replied Mrs. Murphy. Did you do your homework? Robert turned in his homework along with his picture. He felt sad that his teacher couldn't see that the sky was not blue. He wondered if Mrs. Murphy had ever really looked at the sky.
Right.
But he saw that she kept his picture beside the pencil cup on her desk. Finally, the last day of school came. Summer was just around the corner and everybody was glad. Because school is almost out, said Mrs. Murphy. Let's draw pictures of the things you'll do during summer vacation. She walked over to Robert's desk. Look outside, she said, Robert. The June day was bright and sunny, the air hot and sweet. Today, the sky is blue. The sky is bigger than blue, Robert said. He thought for a minute. Then he took out the blue marker and several crayons from the box and started to draw. When he finished, Robert stacked his pencils and papers and books neatly on his desk. Ready for a vacation, Robert? He smiled and nodded. Well, I hope you have a nice summer, said Mrs. Murphy. Thank you for leaving your things in order. After Robert left, Mrs. Murphy looked at Robert's drawing. She gazed thoughtfully at the colors of his sky. The picture gave her a blissful feeling, but she wondered why it also left her feeling sad and blue. Robert was halfway across the playground when he remembered that he'd left his box of crayons on the desk. He raced back to the building and ran down the hallway past teachers who were locking up and leaving. I hope Mrs. Murphy hasn't gone, he said to himself. He stopped at the door of his classroom and looked in. No one was sitting at the big desk where his teacher usually sat, but there was someone sitting at his desk. There was Mrs. Murphy with a sheet of drawing paper and Robert's crayons in front of her. I forgot my colors, said Robert. I forgot my colors too, said Mrs. Murphy, gazing out the window. Robert, I think you're right. The sky is not just blue. It reminds me of children bursting with imagination and jumping with joy. Yes, Robert exclaimed. The colors of the sky make me feel as happy as confetti and free as a bouncy balloon. And that is what they drew. I hope you enjoy the sky in all its variations, because the sky is not only blue.
You ready for signing?
Yes.
Just don't forget your hat.
Okay, I'll come to you because my pen is on the table. Are we still streaming?
Yes, we're still streaming.
Okay, then you can come to me. Bring my pen.
I'm on this say all in flow. We just flow with it.
Make it to my grandsons, Milo and Noah. Noah, N-O-A-H. Milo, M-I-L-O. Mail that to them for Christmas. Sky is the limit.
Thank you, Phil. Looking forward to seeing your book in a few months.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it now.
Okay.
I want to see you all again. Good luck to everybody.
Yes,
thank you.
Nice meeting you. Hope we can stay connected.
Yeah, we'll see you again.
It was good seeing you.
All right. Bye, sweetie.
Take care.
All right.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
So if we have a few minutes, maybe I'd like to introduce the protagonist of the story. If you would come up and give away. Oh, I'm so sorry. The main character in my story is named Robert, and this is the real life Robert. He's an exoplanetist, which is somebody who studies the sky, but I'll let him explain exactly what an exoplanetist does.
Hello, everyone. I am a grad student at NASA Goddard, and I study planets outside of our solar system. And similar to the sky, planets are all different types of colors. So yeah, it was an honor to be featured, and it was also great to hear your voice reading the book too.
Just out of my own curiosity, here on Earth, we think of the sky as being blue, and normally it is. But in outer space, what color is the sky?
Well, it's interesting because our atmosphere is extremely thin. So if you look at Earth from the atmosphere, it looks blue. So when you go into space, it's not really a sky anymore because you've already gone out past it. But a lot of planets host different colors, and it depends on what type of light is allowed to go through that atmosphere.
Okay, if I was on the moon looking back at Earth, what color would the sky look to me from that perspective?
The moon doesn't have a sky.
Oh, okay.
So in order to have a sky, you have to have an atmosphere.
Oh,
So you have to have like gases and chemicals that surround the planet. So if you look at Earth, you can assume that the sky is white and blue.
oh, okay.
So I had a question for you. What is your favorite color of the sky?
Oh, for the sky, I like sunsets in particular, and I like the combination of pinks and reds and blues. So that color combination is inspirational to me. So if I wanted to know more about being an exoplanetist, where could I find more information from you?
You could find me on Instagram at exoplanetist. That's EXOPLANTESIST. So exoplanetist. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool.
The Sky is Not Blue is available here at Sankofa Bookstore. You can go check out at the back. We have some copies by the register. Yeah, thank you so much, Joy Jones.
Thank you.
I'll send you the pictures that I took.
Oh, cool.
I'm for this one.
All this time you've been on TikTok, you haven't
I've
posted
never
it?
posted anything.
Oh my goodness. 10 minutes before they get banned in the United States.
I'm so sad. Yeah, I'll review it.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's gonna be you, sister.
Thank you.
I love this picture. Somebody took photographs of the Capitol. Yeah, same picture.
I remember seeing this one of the moon.
Oh, really? Yeah. I think that's beautiful
I
too.
don't know. I was thinking maybe with some black seeds.
Well, thank you, family.
Yeah.
For being my
I think
audience.
this is nice. I think this is spot, and it's really cool. It seems like people will come in and do work here and stuff.
You can imagine doing the high school.
Have you ever been here before? Howard University student haven't been here before?
I haven't.
Oh,
This is my first time here.
I have a question for you. I have an answer. Oh, that's so cute. I'm a cloudy day
I
today.
need you to sign one.
Okay.
But if there's no sky in the moon, like these other people is traveling to the moon, like how do you get there? Like they take it from the sky.
Yeah, so we launched the rocket from Earth, and
The only reason why the moon doesn't have the sky is because you need to have like, you know, Earth has like nitrogen, oxygen, all that stuff
So
in
they
its
just look
atmosphere.
around, nothing.
You just see darkness on
black?
Earth.
Have you taken one of those trips?
I wish.
Oh, you can. I think you can. You
For
can.
fun. I wouldn't do it for work. I don't think I'd be
I'm
too
so sorry.
productive.
Who is this for?
Oh, you can find your name.
Okay.
You know, I think she's fine.
Yeah, this is a nice spot.
Yeah, good.
It's real cozy.
Thank you.
No, thank you for hanging out.
Joy is also a writer. Her name is Joy, and she's also a writer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And her son, I think, was the youth poet laureate of DC.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And her daughter works for DC Public Library.
Wow.
That's cool.
Excellent. See, that's what needs to be on the news. Our black children doing so well. Very nice. Yeah.
You selling the cloudy hat?
No, but and you can guess I made it myself.
It's really cool.
You should get into fashion.
Wanted to give you a bookmark if I can find it.
Thank you, Tom. Good. Good. Yeah, so I'll send you all of that and you can use that as your study. If you want. Good. Robert, this is before your Caribou came and left before he was born.
Really? No.
I'm asking.
No, I don't think so.
Caribou? The coffee spot?
Yeah, Caribou book.
I remember there was a Caribou coffee, like a cafe. Is that not the same?
No,
That's a totally different
Oh,
place. This was the bookstore up there. Really popular. That I used to stay at
Mhm.
in the 90s. And, just this type of atmosphere. You just sit for hours.
Oh, yeah.
Book readers.
Already.
Very popular.
The virtual.
Okay.
Is he just staring at you because you're looking for him?
So,
Yeah.
So the next book coming in?
Oh, you got my favorite author.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm reading for
Okay.
the first time. Parable of
Yeah.
You can, you want us to take those back?
We're gonna put them over there by the register, so folks can buy them.
I think I brought one with me.
Oh, it's a hat. Wow.
Yeah.
So
I'm supposed to be a
stylish.
cloudy day.
You look amazing.
I think one of those is mine.
Okay.
Kindred. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's something. And there, and it used to come, you will get, you know, when you read it later, there's still things. You get up and down. Oh, right. Go ahead and read it.
Evidently, I didn't bring it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I don't.
Are you a writer as well?
I was gonna have it for the kids, but if you're not here,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You journal?
Yeah, I journal, I write poems.
Okay, you're a writer.
Yeah, but I like it.
Oh, do you?
Just that.
I'm sorry.
I suspect.
You were just talking, so I was like,
Please don't pack away my book. Thank you.
Oh, didn't I hand it to you? Oh, here it is.
You guys headed to the front?
Thank you.
I thought I had some bookmarks with me, but I'll mail it to you.
Oh, it's okay.
Thanks for the tip.
Oh, sure.
Might as well.
Yeah.
So, is that your favorite?
I don't think I can't say I have a favorite author. You know, people have different things. Like one thing from one person, it's like different ice cream. You know, I want to enjoy all of them.
I like them all, yeah.
I drove. If you want to ride.
I drove too.
Okay.
So,
So,
I had thought about catching the bus since it's a great shot, but you know, it's still in the rain. Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Was it raining?
No, but rain is forecasting. If I was catching the bus, it would definitely be raining. when I was there.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So the fact that I drove is not raining. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
You got it out.
It looks like everybody else is left out.
Yeah, they left their stuff here though, so I'll just sit, listen to the next book, I guess.
Let me take a look at it.
Clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Congratulations. Oh, thank you.
All right, well, I'll see you later.
Okay.
Everybody.
Thanks again. Tell me your name again.
Batul?
Batula?
Batul.
Batul.
Yes.
Okay. Good to meet you.
You as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Your book is beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're waiting for his smoothies. Hold tight for a second.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, sing it, y'all. Go ahead, sing it.
Sankofa choir, y'all.
Son,
Be here all day.
you know what? Cozy. We're gonna play that.
Well, thank you for coming. I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, he was a surprise. That's silly. It's family. Yeah. But now we know we have something. It's good that we recorded. Because now we can get the word out there and then reach out and share it in our holidays.
Oh, yeah.
I have something for you. Yeah. Spread the word for you.
Black. Somebody actually at a conference here made a big poster for us. It said blacks. That's what we were like.
It's a presentation.
Huh?
There's a presentation.
She's gonna project her book.
Oh,
Yeah, isn't that nice?
yeah.
Yeah, a couple times.
It varies. Usually during conferences, it's about like 50 to 60. So it's a good crowd though. You get people from absolutely different universities too. You get professors there. Science and education people as well. Like science, which this is. It's a science education.
Yeah.
That's where it's on the
So how old are you?
It's like space race, so
What like that thing?
16.
With
Oh, really?
the presentation.
It's 10th grade. 10th grade is 24.
Are you there yet? Are we in your way?
I'm just about to put this away. Sorry.
No words.
Oh, about
Wait.
secession.
Let me just end the stream and now we're gonna do it again. What'd you say to
Oh,
me?
oh, so it's a good thing that we're here. Okay. We were waiting for that drink.
Oh,
Yeah. Kind of sweet.
In the morning, it's a cool
But that the mango is good.
Mango Madness is my favorite.
I saw
What's your
somebody walking
favorite?
out here.
Mango Madness.
He said mango man. Mango Madness. I saw somebody walking out here with a smoothie. I was like, it's cold, but a smoothie do sound good. Looking forward to it. You got a laptop?
It came out. I don't think it's absolutely necessary.
You don't want to?
No.
It's not.
Okay.
Check. Wait, it's streaming. We're good. We're good to go.
Start streaming it.
Salam Sankofa family. Welcome back for our next author, Nkosi X. She's a good sister friend of mine, so I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for coming and greetings to all the little ones watching this live stream. I am the author of Play the Game, Hacker Code Simulation, but I've also written 2 children's books. One of my favorite is I Wish, a wishing tale for all young kids to be able to tell their stories and create these wishes and live up to them as they grow of age. So I'm gonna start. To my cherished other, Nazarene Bethune, and to all the radiant children of this vast world, you are loved, so precious and powerful. Know this, you are enveloped in an immeasurable love, a love that transcends time and space. Always choose greatness. Remember, life is a canvas of choices. Always choose to be great, not just in accomplishments, but in kindness, in courage, in honesty, and in love. Choose to be great in the small moments and the big, and the challenges and the triumphs. Greatness is a journey that shapes you, that molds you, and that leaves a trail of light for others to follow. So be it. And one of my favorite quotes is by Frederick Douglass, and it says, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Right. Once upon a time, in a place beyond time and space, there was a radiant spirit named Nkechi. Nkechi was not a baby, nor a being of the mortal world. She was a soul, a spark of light on a grand quest. Nkechi was born on a day of many revolutions, a day when the universe was dancing in joy. She was special, for she could remember all her past lives and see glimpses of her future. Even though she was alone in the physical world, she was never truly alone. She was surrounded by invisible friends she could not see but could feel. Some called them the all-encompassing, others called them God, and some who didn't know called them her imaginary friends. Nkechi had a secret power. She could make wishes in her mind and they would come true. This was her wishing tale. Before she was even a thought, she had a conversation with the One, the source of all creation. "I wish to be on that planet," Nkechi said, pointing to a beautiful blue and green sphere. "I wish to be there." "Why?" asked the One. "I wish for the challenge to ascend by helping," Nkechi replied. "Why?" the One asked again. "It seems glorious there. If only they had assistance," Nkechi said. "You will not remember anything," warned the One. "I shall," Nkechi promised. "It will take you time," the One said. "As with all things," Nkechi replied, "so be it." And so, Nkechi's journey began. She made many wishes as she grew. "I wish to walk," and she took her first steps. "I wish to talk," and she spoke her first words. I wished to grow and she sprouted like a tree. I wished to read and books became her best friends. I wished to braid and so she did. I wished to play and laughter filled her days. I wished to learn, and she traveled around the world, exploring cultures and foods of every kind. Knowledge filled her mind. And Kichi's wishes were her guide, leading her on a journey of growth and discovery. Each wish was a step on her path, a chapter in her story. And with each wish, she brought a little more light, a little more love into this world. And so, dear children, remembering Kichi's tale, remember the power of wishes and the power of dreams. For like in Kichi, you too are on a grand quest. You too have the power to make your wishes come true. So dream big and wish with all your heart. And then there's a glossary in Kichi. And Kichi means gift of God. Ascend, to go higher. Power, the ability to do things or have control over something. Grand, very impressive or important quest. An exciting and adventurous journey or search. Journey, travel, adventure, discovery, finding or learning something new. Sprouted, a baby plant for growth. And then I have a workbook section for young people to write down their own wishes and their own stories, and a separate section to help them actually create picture books and give some prompts, and then some space to draw. So I hope you guys share this with your kids, and thank you guys for listening. Thank you.
Any questions you want to tell us about?
The only thing I would tell you guys is to, encourage your young ones to wish, as much as you can at whatever age that you're in, because we are able to manifest whatever we choose to with our thoughts. So. That's it.
Why were you interested in writing children's books?
I actually have my CDA license from UDC. I did it while I was an undergrad because it's free through workforce development, and so I've worked with kids for a very long time, since I was like 21. I worked with a lot of kids in Morocco when I was studying there, and some kids at Garrison Elementary as well. So I know that it's really important for us to nourish our children, especially within our communities. And so I actually developed curricula and focus on Afrocentric material when it comes to like picture books and storytelling and everything for them. Yes. Thank you.
Do you have a favorite illustration in your book or picture?
No, not particularly. I have another book called Katsia Noon Taliba, and I really like that one. But honestly, I really like the cover of it. I feel like it's really grasping with her eyes, and it took me a while to create. So I would say that.
You made the cover
did your
yourself?
own illustration.
Is it handmade?
No, it's not handmade, but it's I utilize an image of me, and then I have to play around with it a lot. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was your favorite children's story told you as a kid that inspired you?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a difficult one. Because I can't remember the name of it, but I
Tell it to us.
I wish I had it. The one that comes to mind is I still have it, but I can't remember the name. But it was a composition of a whole bunch of other children's stories inside of it, like bedtime stories, and it's really hard to remember what it is, but I'll bring it next time or something like this.
I'll
So,
look out for it.
yes.
What would you suggest to children to get them started? Because sometimes it's hard to get them engaged in reading, especially with all the immediate things that they can do to take up their time.
When it comes to creating your own story,
Well, just reading in general, just to get them into reading, because they can get on their phones and social media. what would you suggest to get someone young involved?
I remember like we used to when I was younger, we had something like where you had to pair like I think I was in maybe second grade and we were paired with like kindergartners, and so they had us come together and we would read to each other, and that kind of helped them get engaged because they're kind of looking up to like the older kids a little bit, and so it kind of makes them excited to want to listen. And then also working with kids, like you usually want to read with like a lot of excitement too, so they can engage with the literature as well. But I honestly think that creating a routine for young people, getting them to, even though they're like so energetic and they want to be on the phones, like saying like, okay, no, it's storybook time, and sitting them in your lap and reading it like that, I think is really valuable when an older person is reading to the kid and forces them to engage in asking them like what words are and like refocusing their minds, because I feel like now we are in such like a tech world and they just want to be fast that you have to like keep refocusing them into one specific thing, which will be difficult in the beginning, but once you give them in that routine, in that structure, I think it helps a lot.
Yeah, routine and structure is everything.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for staying.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go get on. You do your thing.
Oh, I was just gonna end it. I was gonna end the live stream. I guess the last question I wanted to ask you, I feel like a lot of the character reminded me of you. So can you tell us how you were as a child?
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. My birthday was on April 4th, and so when the line is around, she was born on a day of revolutions. That was the day that Martin Luther King was killed, and there was like a revolution. So there was like a little play on like my life and some things, or yeah. So I feel like that's important, and that's why I'm always like encouraging young people to also tell their stories and narrative, because everyone has something to share and something to like give to the world. But oftentimes people are like, oh well, you know, I don't have like a phenomenal life, but yeah, we do. We just don't perceive it as such, and so that's why like I'm encouraging people to do that. And I did like put pieces of my life in it, and that's a good catch. What part of the book or the character made you think of me though?
I think a lot of her wishes, like, can I see the book?
Yeah.
It was some of the first pages. I wish for the challenge to ascend by helping. I feel like you're very much in the community. You're always doing something. Even as a friend, you're always, reaching out to see. It was like her spirit, like I think we think of it as childlike wonder. That's it. Like very curious, like very,
Good catch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know you, friend. Okay. All right. Thank you, and we're gonna end the live stream.
Bye.
Bye.
Great job.
I figured people would